Have you ever have those moments where you try to fit in with a certain group of people and it almost seems like you just cannot connect to them in any way, shape, or form? Be happy that you can't, because those people just wasn't meant to be in your life in the first place. Or maybe you might have those people who you are cool with and you do end up hanging out with them a couple of times, but you also cannot really connect to them as much as you want to. Well, of course, there's something preventing you from attaching your energy to them. So the problem that I've noticed is that a lot of high vibrational beings on this planet cannot fit in with society. And the reason why they can't fit in is that, of course, they vibrate on a much higher level than the average person, right? But not only that, the mind is also different. One thing that I have noticed just by talking to certain groups of people and things like that is that most of them think just alike. Like-minded people attract like-minded people regardless if they're positive or negative. It really doesn't matter, but they just tend to attract each other just naturally because they vibrate on the same frequency. There is no resistance in their conversations. There is no resistance when it comes to connecting with each other because they're on the same frequency. Now, if someone of higher vibration or even a lower vibration tries to connect with those people, it just wouldn't work. It would just be a whole bunch of friction and stuff like that happening energetic wise. It almost feels like as if you're just there just to be there. And thing is, if you don't fit in, be happy that you don't, because your purpose for coming to this planet is greater than trying to be around certain people. Everyone has a divine blueprint, a divine purpose upon incarnating on this planet. If you're doing things or trying to do things that is not aligning with what your original goal is, of course you have beings looking out for you in the non-physical interfere in your life. They'll come into your life and then they'll give you hidden messages. Basically, they would make it to where you're not really getting affected by lower vibrational entities, basically protecting you from getting your mindset thrown off because of certain incidents and stuff like that. Fitting in is not meant for everybody. Certain people is meant to do certain things at a certain period of time. Trying to do those certain things in the current position that you're at, it can go both ways, positive or negative. You might learn something from it, or you might bump heads with someone and argue with them over something really stupid and minor. When that stuff happens, just so you know, you're not even supposed to hang with those people. If you're trying to fit in with them, if you're trying to force your way into being friends with certain kinds of people, it just wouldn't work. Everybody has their own path in life. Everyone has their own blueprint, I should say, in life. And most people's won't align with yours. At one point, you might have been cool with that person, but as time goes on, you slowly sense that y'all's relationship is slowly drifting apart. And that's because you or the other person, either or, is growing as a being. It was meant for y'all to separate and eventually split paths because, well, they might not be right for you in that period of time. They might not serve great value to you. You might have already learned everything that you needed to learn from that person, and therefore the universe decides to take that person out of your life because there's no point of them even being there if you already learned everything from them. So don't even be upset if you can't fit in with people, because once again, you're not even supposed to. You're supposed to be a leader and not a follower. You're supposed to pave your own way in life and not follow in someone else's footsteps. And plus, we all have our own life paths. We all have our own pre-designated destination that we have. Of course, in life, we're gonna encounter certain things that might try and throw us off of our path and off of our goals and things like that. But it's important to stay true to yourself. Despite you constantly being alone, even when you're surrounded by a bunch of people, let's say at school or work or whatever the case may be, it just comes to show how truly powerful of a being you are. Like, some people can't go a day without texting one of their friends or hanging out with their friends or whatever. Like, it seems like they constantly have to be around each other in order to feel like they are something. While you, on the other hand, you can be alone and still feel full, you feel true, you feel authentic and everything like that. Eventually, everyone is gonna be alone at some point in their lives. Like, it's bound to happen, and when it does, it's meant for you to look within yourself. It's meant for you to heal yourself. It's meant for you to face all the things you've been neglecting about yourself over the past X amount of time you've been doing so. It's meant for you to really get an idea of how powerful you can be as a being. Like, you don't have to necessarily hang in a large friend group in order to feel like you're something. And all of this is just subconscious behavior that I've picked up from speaking to a lot of people. They subconsciously want to hang out with their friends. They subconsciously just don't want to be alone. I don't know. I feel like some people fear abandonment or fear being by themselves because they think that if they're not within a large friend group, that they're weak. And if anything happens, they don't have anyone backing them up and supporting them and things like that. And the universe will separate you. It will put you in a box somewhere for you to be by yourself and work on yourself.